So I was out digging in the garden earlier. I thought about a story from when I was a kid. When I was in like second or third grade, I was playing in the sandbox during recess, and I found a rock in the sandbox, and I knew a rock didn't belong in the sandbox, so I just took it and tossed it. I didn't look at where I was throwing it. Hit a kid in the knuckles. I still remember his face. And as I noticed it, because I heard him say ow, the teacher caught me and made me write on the chalkboard 100 times, "I will not throw rocks." Horrible throw. I knew I was training for something. Perfect. Turns out, the teacher's wrong. You should throw rocks. She should have made me write, "I will not throw rocks at innocent people and in glass houses." I don't know why she didn't do that. But you need to throw rocks sometimes in life. Sometimes you got to get them out of the way. That rock didn't belong in that sandbox. But I do apologize to the kid. If you're watching this, which would be a miracle, I'm sorry, it was an accident. Hope you recovered.
Alright, so we are beginning the process of preparing these potatoes to plant. You certainly can plant a whole potato, but cutting them like this will help to produce more plants and produce more potatoes. So we're trying to maximize our harvest. Generally, if you're planting one potato, you'll get lots of potatoes, but they'll be smaller. If you cut them up, then you may have slightly less potatoes, but they'll be a bit larger. Spacing also plays a factor in that as well. But what we're doing is simply taking these seed potatoes and cutting them so that you have at least 2 eyes in each slice. The ideal size is about 2 ounces. I'm going a bit larger on some of these simply because I have a lot of seed potatoes and we don't have unlimited space to plant potatoes, even though it may seem like it. It's going to be 2 40-foot beds that we'll be planting these in. So I'll just show you what I'm doing. So here's a good example of a potato that has lots of eyes. Some have already started to sprout. That's not a problem, as long as they don't get too crazy big, because then they tend to break off when you plant them. So I'm just going to take a knife and carefully slice through it. So you can see even on this one piece, there's about 7 eyes. And I'm going to place it here, cut side up, so that it can heel over. H-E-A-L, heel. And there you go. So for most of these, with the size that they are, I'm only cutting them in half. For these that are about golf ball size, you can just leave them whole and plant them whole. So that's what we'll be doing. Here's an example of a very large seed potato that I'll be cutting into a couple different slices. You could honestly probably get 5 or 6 slices out of this one. I'm probably just going to cut it into 3. Alright, just kidding. 4 slices. And this one could easily be 3. I'll just do 2 slices. So here is the final result. This is about 15 pounds of seed potatoes. I got them from Haas Tools. The majority of these, the 10 pounds, is a Homestead potato sampler, which is 4 different varieties. And then these are French fingerling potatoes. I got 5 pounds of these. I think these are pretty neat because they've got, some of them are just totally white inside, and some have this kind of like pink veining in them. So it's neat to see. I got these because they're supposed to be really prolific, and they're supposed to be very delicious as well. So we are just going to put these in a cool, moist place. They say about 55 degrees is best for them. So we're going to put them in our basement and give them, they say, like 2 to 4 days. So just depending on when we're able to get out there and get it going, we'll put these out in the ground. And that way we can get 80 potatoes in a row.
So you guys may have been wondering why there's so much junk laying around my house. Part of it is this looks like junk, but it's actually not junk. So what is this that's been sitting out collecting water for months? This is an old shop vac. It's got wheels on it. It's chock full of water. needs to be poured out. So let's do that. Let's pour that water out. So it's a 10-gallon bucket, essentially. So you can actually grow a lot of food in a 5-gallon bucket. Well, we figured this is just trash because the motor burned out in this thing. Why don't we keep it and we'll actually plant something in it? So for Shed Wars, we're going to plant in this shop vac and grow something in basically trash. Some people use tires. We're going to use this old shop vac. So simple as this. Only thing we have to do here is just drill some holes in the bottom of this, and we got ourselves a place to grow some food. And it's mobile. So I'm going to take this 1/2 inch drill bit here and just drill a few holes in here. Doesn't have to be a ton. You don't want them to be too big so that the soil actually falls out. You just want the water to drain out. You may lose a little bit of soil, but it'll eventually pack itself up. A couple more for good measure. Since this is a pretty flat bottom, water can settle anywhere. Just want to give it plenty of room to come out. And that should do it. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Alright, so quick update on the garden. These are actually the potatoes that we just looked at. We planted those underneath this straw, or hay. It's actually hay. There's some arguments to not use hay and to use straw. You know, part of, hay may have seeds in it, weed seeds and stuff, but we're going to keep an eye on it and stay on top of them. My bigger thing here is I need to clean out the edge here, because we did this is actually no-till, if you will. We just piled some stuff on top, but we need to get the weeds out from the side over here. Planted some peas over here. They're starting to come up, along with some weeds as well, but we're getting some. Over here there's some onions starting to pop out there. Probably could have done these a little sooner, but. And then on this side is various lettuces, some herb. We can't remember what herb we planted there, but we'll see when it comes up. That are in varying degrees of germination. These carrots, I think, are there, haven't germinated yet. And then our radishes down here are popping up. I'm digging down a little bit deeper, tilling in a little bit deeper just to get a little more topsoil kind of dug up, loosened up, and then we put amendments on and then till that in. I did on these first few rows, we really didn't till it in enough, and there's a lot of chunks that I wish we didn't have. And in these next 2 rows I tilled a lot more and loosened it up, just got it put in a little bit better. Same with this row. So hopefully I can get these done this week, this bed done this week, and then next week that one and that one. So it's Wednesday, I'll probably be able to get some obviously done over here as well. But just want to give you guys an update. I always forget to do an outro, so this time I wanted to make sure I got one in. I really appreciate you guys coming by to visit. Have a good one, Shed Wars.